Tuesday will be laid to rest at the Moshate village outside Mokopane. Councillor Valtyn Kekana, who was also the chairperson of the Municipal Public Accounts Committee, was about to release a report on financial irregularities in the municipality. Our reporter Lutendo Bobodi is there. Let's cross to him for an update on what's happening this morning. How are the proceedings so far, Lutendo?
Thank you so much, Desiree. First of all, a lot of people may not know who Valtyn Kekana was, but he was a juggernaut, a political heavyweight in the province who was involved in politics or political activism from a very young age, having been conscientized politically by his own grandfather, who was also the member of ANC and a political activist. He has done prison times in different prisons in South Africa. He also was our colleague. A lot of people will not know that he worked for Thobela FM, which was then Radio Liboa. But for more, I'm joined by ANC Provincial Secretary, that's Soviet Lekhanyane. Mr. Lekhanyane, your Valtyn Kekana, your comrade in good standing, he has been gunned down. How do you feel about this?
Let me express shock and devastation on behalf of the African National Congress, but very importantly commiserate with the family or the families of the deceased comrades on their irreparable loss. For sure you'd notice that we are becoming very irritated on the developments shaping up in the province. In the last 12 months, there has been a spate of killings of ANC comrades, Councillor Maupa in Fetago Mutuba, the local municipality, the two SAMU leaders, the late T.T. Musecho and Ronimani, and now you have two leaders of the ANC here, the chairperson of this branch, who is being buried today, and the former secretary of Ward 10 in Moalakwena, Ralph Nganyan, who was laid to rest last week. So we, day by day, we are being tested and we are being stretched to the limits. It cannot go on like this. We have to express our anger. We are angry at the acts of criminalism, but we are also angry at the rampant levels of corruption that are engulfing our state institutions. And we suspect that these comrades are being killed because of their posture against corrupt practices.
You're talking about irritation. These killings sparked a bit of mayhem. We've seen yesterday Mokopane was shut down totally. And there's been allegations that the Premier is not showing much interest in resolving these issues, that he's taking factional sides. What do you say to that?
No, we must pardon the people if they lose their temper. You would know that this municipality has not seen stability for a period now spanning to a decade. At some stage, there were two mayors here. You know that there was, on the one hand, Mayor Moshate, and on the other, there was Mayor Mabuela. In fact, in the last 10 years, they might have had up to 5 mayors. There was Mutivi, there was Moshate, there was Mabuela, there was Vajan, and now it's Mazimela. But for sure, you know what happens when elephants fight. It's the grass that suffers. Ordinary people on the ground are being denied services which they so much deserve, and there is no explanation why they can't get those services. There have been very serious allegations about maladministration in that municipality. Those allegations were not made by the local people. They were contained in the report by the Minister of Kokta last year when he came to meet with us as the leadership of the African National Congress. So an authority at that level that comes to you and say there are these following cases that needs to be investigated tells you that you can't just take the matters very lightly. So when people come out to complain, partly they may be justified because you have your own report as the ruling party, a report by your own deployee to a ministry that comes to you and say you need to put an eagle's eye there, because things do not seem to be rosy. But very lately, you have seen a report of the Auditor General. It says to you that there is an amount of over 1 billion that has been lost in unauthorized expenditure, and you can go and check what the budget of that municipality is. So a municipality with that budget, but which is not a metro, does not even have an executive system like Polokwane, incurring an unauthorized expenditure of more than 1 billion. What do you expect the residents to do?
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We also earlier we spoke to the family spokesperson, that's Dr. Solomon Kekana, who was so livid, and he came out guns blazing, saying the Valtyn Kekana was killed by his own comrades in the ANC, and he's saying they will push and push to see these perpetrators being arrested, and they say they will elevate it to the highest port of call.